Oh, I'm really sorry, okay?
What is wrong with you? Why are you blue?
Hello, my movie peeps. Last night I finally got the chance to watch Avatar 2: The Way of Water, and with this long-awaited sequel following the events of the first Avatar movie, we are following Jake Sully and his new Na'vi family several years later on Pandora, where it seems that they have found peace until the Sky People return to try and take their planet. Jake Sully and his family will be forced out of their homes where they seek help from a new Na'vi indigenous tribe, one that is very in tune with water. That's all pretty much said without giving any spoilers. You guys, this will be a spoiler-free review, but first I want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that's Cinemark Theaters. You guys know around here, Cinemark has always been my preferred theater ever since I was a child, and now Cinemark has introduced a new way to experience movies with Cinemark Screen X. I got the chance to go to my local Cinemark and preview this experience out, where you not only get to see a movie on one screen, but 3 screens, completely immersing yourself in the experience and getting more for what you paid for. I really think it's a new and unique way to check out movies in theaters. You can see movies like Shazam! Fury of the Gods, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, or even Avatar 2: The Way of Water this same way. Right now, Cinemark Screen X is located in these current cities, with more being added in the future. I think it's always exciting to try something new in the theaters, so consider this the next time you go out to your local Cinemark. Thank you again to Cinemark for sponsoring today's video. Now look, it has been no secret here on my channel, I have always been honest with my thoughts on the original Avatar. And those thoughts have always been, I find the first Avatar movie to just be okay. I don't think it's a bad movie, but I never found it as amazing as other people do. In fact, I thought it was just so okay, I watched it once in theaters back in 2009, and then I never had the urge to see it again until, well, the night before I watched Avatar 2, and I was like, wow, I don't remember half of this movie. And as the sequel was approaching on, and it's been like over 10 years, and they've already announced the titles and release dates for the next 5 movies, I was like, man, this is ambitious. Like, I get it, your movie made a lot of money. It is also revolutionary in its visual effects, I'm not going to deny that, but it's like, do people really care about this? So now knowing that was my mindset going in to watch Avatar 2: The Way of Water, walking out of it, this was honestly my reaction by the end of the movie.
Oh my God. I get it.
The way James Cameron took all the laying of the groundwork from the first Avatar movie and then expanded it so much more in Avatar 2: The Way of Water honestly blew me away. I went from being completely uninterested with 5 Avatar sequels to now, I need to see all those sequels. To me, Avatar 2: The Way of Water is miles of an improvement than the first film. I think it takes a lot of stuff that first movie did good and turned them excellent here. You're gonna hear everyone and their mother talking about how the visual effects here are stunning. They ain't kidding. I cannot stress enough how many times throughout this movie that I watched in IMAX 3D, which I recommend to you if you don't get dizzy watching 3D. But so many times throughout the movie, I'm literally sitting there watching characters talk to each other, plot points go on, and I can't help but to audibly say, oh my God, this freaking looks amazing right now. I have not seen visual effects this amazing before, and I mean, that's really the whole thing with Avatar, right? The visual effects must be stunning, and here they are phenomenal. There are action sequences where it's raining, characters are fighting, close-ups of that beautiful blue skin on the Na'vi, and you think, these people exist. They're out there, and the government is hiding them, I'm telling you. There was not a single moment in this movie where I thought to myself, oh, that shot looked a little wonky, or maybe they could have improved on that. No, everything here just looks stunning. Another reservation I was having before going into Avatar 2: The Way of Water is Jake Sully's family. And not even just his family, but also Jake Sully himself. Nothing against Sam Worthington. I was enjoying the guy in my youth whenever Hollywood was pushing him in our face. But he wasn't a character I was that drawn to or interested in the first Avatar movie. Here, again, they improve on him. They flesh him out so much more and actually make me believe he is this Na'vi ruler. He is this guy that can lead an entire army to fight against the Sky People. Zoe Saldana's character was always great to me, even in the first movie, and here she gets some really tense, wild moments where I was like, man, this little blue person right now is acting their butt off. But that then brings me to the group of kids. And I'll be straight honest with you guys, for the first like 10 to 15 minutes, I was not enjoying these little kids. A lot of that had to do with like my main problem with Avatar 2: The Way of Water, and that's the dialogue. You have such a visually beautiful movie, amazing cinematography, an actual interesting story this time around, at least in my opinion. But James Cameron continues to throw throw in this clunky dialogue that I feel is sometimes laughable. Like, let me remind you of this scene from the first movie.
Oh yeah, who's bad? That's right. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, bitch. That's right, get your punk ass back to mommy.
The person who wrote that is now writing a bunch of lines for teenagers and adolescents, and it's a bunch of bros, what's up, cuz, or oh, come on, dude, that was cool. But once I got past some of that corny dialogue, these kids, within the 3-hour runtime of Avatar 2: The Way of Water, get really fleshed out. I found myself actually invested into their personalities, wanting to see them go through this story arc and overcome their little struggles, because the movie devotes so much time to them. And by the time you get to the ending or third act of this movie, you might end up in tears like me. This movie contains a lot of strong emotional moments where I was on the edge of my seat, eyes wide open, mouth open, holding my seat cover like, don't die, come on, live, what's going on, what's happening? This is finally that Avatar movie that I saw so many people just praise and love back in 2009. I finally get it, y'all. This world is pretty cool. And don't even get me started on the returning villain here, Stephen Lang, who plays the Colonel. He's shown up in trailers and whatnot, and the movie explains how he returns in an Avatar body, which I think, again, just adds to more expanding of the world, adding new elements that could be really interesting for future sequels. But man, he felt to me like a really great villain, and they even do some unique twist and turn things in here that I was not expecting that have me again interested to see this story continue for another movie. I even want to emphasize here with its runtime of 3 hours and 12 minutes, like, it flew by to me. Like, yes, I felt like the movie was long, but not in a way that it was exhausting, where I really appreciated the time James Cameron was taking with certain characters and moments. So many times throughout here, they probably could have buffed down that runtime through just like a simple montage, like when Jake Sully and his family are learning the way of water, essentially the way this new indigenous tribe lives. They could have really have breezed through that through one simple like 2-minute montage, but no, they like really let you live into that moment, explore the fish life, how these people are slightly different than the ones we met in the first movie, and it lets you just grow a real appreciation for the world. And by the time the movie ended, I felt like it all just breezed by for me. And again, that's just shocking for me to say as someone who was sometimes bored through the first Avatar movie. Here, attention locked in all the way through. James Cameron really just took everything he learned from Titanic, because there are Titanic-like sequences in here that I was like, James Cameron, what was that on purpose? The action from Terminator 2 cranks it up to 100 here, with awesome world building and characters being set up for future sequels that I really want to see where this story goes now. So for Avatar 2, I'm going to give action 5 stars here. Not only is it visually stunning, but I think James Cameron paid off the MPPA people, because this movie could have probably have gotten a rated R with how much blood and violence happens in here. Certain moments felt like they weren't really PG-13, but he got away with it, and I appreciate that. Comedy in the movie, I'm gonna give it 2.5 stars. I gotta admit, that's one of the weaker points in here. Not every joke lands, especially with some of this clunky dialogue, but I think it's still suitable enough for a chuckle here and there. Drama in the movie, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. I really much preferred the story here than the last movie. That's mainly the thing that was always holding me back with the first Avatar movie, and here they introduced so many interesting angles on where to take the Avatar world. I was fascinated. Horror in the movie, I'm gonna give it 1 star because there are some ocean sequences with people like me who fear the ocean. Was really exciting and thrilling, but scary. And suspense in the movie, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Even with the long 3-hour run time, there were several sequences in here filled with suspense, characters on the run, fights going on with people not knowing who's gonna survive by the end. It had me on the edge of my seat. Casual fans to the Avatar world, I'm gonna give it an A-. Cinephiles, I'm gonna give it an A-. And critically, I'm going to give it a B+. For me, surprisingly, Avatar 2: The Way of Water gets the 3C guarantee. I never really considered myself the Avatar hater, but if I was, consider me now the Avatar lover. Bring me them blue people, y'all. Let me know your thoughts on Avatar 2: The Way of Water if you got around to seeing it. If you were someone like me that was kind of meh on the first movie, how did you take the second movie? Or are you someone that didn't enjoy it? Would love to hear your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter at 3C Films or on TikTok at 3C Films. But as always, I'm Chris. Take care.